Have a university of your own very, very soon. The institution aspires to be an academic destination of choice for all qualifying school leavers. According to the Department of Higher Education, the province had a 77.6% matric pass rate last year. Many of them had to apply at other institutions around the country to further their education. Well, joining us now from our Pretoria studios is the Acting Deputy Director General from the Department of Higher Education and Training, Dr. Diane Parker. Thank you very much for joining us, Dr. Parker. It's a pleasure to have you on Morning Live.
It's a pleasure to be here, Leanne.
Let's just get a picture, a national picture. What's the current number of registered students at universities around the country? And how many universities do we have in total?
Well, currently we have 25 universities. That's including the 2 new universities that are being established and will be having an intake this year. Altogether, the total enrollment across the country is around 950,000 students.
Okay, so I mean it's actually, when you're saying 25 institutions, over 900,000 students, there is demand for more universities in the country.
There's definitely demand for more universities in the country, and that's why we have made the decision to establish these 2 new universities.
Yeah.
And there will be a 3rd university that will be established at the beginning of next year.
Okay, talk to us about first let's talk about the 2 new universities that are coming up now.
Yes, we've established 2 universities, one in Mpumalanga and one in the Northern Cape. So that's the University of Mpumalanga in Nelspruit and Solplaatje University in Kimberley.
And when are they operating? When are we going to have them opening?
Well, they're operating this year. Solplaatje University has completed its registration, and it is starting with lectures today.
It starts today.
They had an opening ceremony on Saturday, which was very uplifting with their new students and parents. Mpumalanga is registering today and tomorrow, and they're starting with the academic program on Wednesday. Although activity on the campus, the Siyabushwa campus, which is doing teacher education, has already started.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, that's really, really good news, and it's nice to see that now it's starting already as universities make their way back. How many students are these universities managing to absorb from the respective provinces?
Well, currently they're very small. They are starting, and you'll understand that developing a university is quite a complex thing. They are huge institutions, and if you go and visit any of our big institutions, you'll see just the size of them and the number of students we're talking about. And so it's a developmental process. They start up this year, and over the next 10 to 15 years they'll grow to their full capacity. Mpumalanga University is starting with 160 students registered this year. We have 100 in the Bachelor of Education program, which is for foundation phase teachers on the Siyabushwa campus. There will be 40 in the Bachelor of Agriculture Extension program and 20 in a hospitality program. Yeah. And then Solplaatje University is aiming at about 130 students across 3 programs as well.
Yeah, yeah. Let's talk about this, the 3rd university that is coming up. Where is that going to be happening? And I know this is scheduled for next year.
This is scheduled for next year. It's going to be a Health and Allied Sciences University. It's going to be located on the campus currently, which is called the Madunza campus of the University of Limpopo. We are planning for a large expansion of the offerings on that campus, and that new university will incorporate the current Madunza campus from the University of Limpopo.
Okay.
And that will start up in January 2015.
In January 2015 as well, so just under a year from now. In terms of funding, does it all come from the Department of Higher Education, or is it also private funders that assist with these universities?
Well, the bulk of the funding for the start-up of the universities is from the vote. We have managed to get, through the feasibility study and from National Treasury, an amount of 2.7 billion for the start-up of Solplaatje and the University of Mpumalanga over the next 3-year period. It's obviously going to cost a lot more than that over the full development period, but that's now in the baseline and the funding will be made available. And you can imagine that at first, most of the funding is going to come from government. But as these universities develop, So it will fall into the normal funding streams of the system, which includes funding from student fees and then funding from donors. We already have some donors who are interested and have pledged funds to assist the universities. And hopefully the universities will be able to attract more help in that way.
I know we've run out of time, but I have to sneak this question in. Sorry, Dr. Parker, just in terms of, you say that the universities start off small in the respective provinces. What are you hoping to achieve? How big do you want these two campuses to be? How many more students can you absorb?
They will be become fairly large universities. The University of Mpumalanga is planned to take on approximately 18,000 students over the next 10-year period.
Okay.
There will be 15,000 in the Nelspruit campus and 3,000 about on the Siyabushwa campus. Salplaiki University is planned to take on between 5,000 and 7,500 students over the next 10-year period.
All right. Well, there you go. Just giving students in those particular areas the hope that they don't have to find that money to travel, to come here to Johannesburg or Pretoria or Cape Town or one of the major other cities where there's some institutions, but to stay in their home provinces and be educated. Thank you for talking to us, and good luck to all of those students that are going out there for the first time today in the two new universities that are opening their campuses in Mpumalanga and the Northern Cape. That was Dr. Diane Parker in our Pretoria studios speaking to us about these new universities. Let's take